Right now, someone is sitting alone in a dark room, staring at a glowing screen, typing a single question into a search bar. They think they're just curious. They think they're in control. They have no idea that they've just opened a door that only swings one way. Because hacking isn't just a skill you learn. It's an addiction that slowly rewires your mind, pulls you away from the people you love, and transforms you from a curious kid into something truly dangerous. This is your life as a hacker. From your very first line of code to the point of no return. It all starts when you are 12 years old. You live in a quiet neighborhood in a small house that always smells like old furniture and warm plastic. Your mom works long night shifts at the local hospital, and your dad comes home every evening exhausted from fixing cars. You have a little sister named Mia, who is 8. She follows you everywhere, always asking what you're doing. Your bedroom has one small window and an old desktop computer that used to belong to your uncle. It is slow, loud, and hums like an old refrigerator, but you love it more than anything else you own. At school, you aren't popular. You aren't an athlete. You're the kid who spends hours reading the instruction manual that came with the family printer. You're the kid who takes apart the TV remote just to see how the circuit board works. One night, when the rest of the house is completely silent, you can't sleep. You open a web browser and type a simple question. How do websites work? That single search pulls you down a rabbit hole with no bottom. You read about servers, networks, and line after line of code. You discover underground forums where strangers talk in a language you don't understand yet. They use terms that sound like magic, power, and secrets. You stay up until 3 in the morning reading everything you can find. The next day at school, you're exhausted, but you don't care. Your head is full of this hidden world. You go home and teach yourself basic code from a free website. When your first program finally prints your name on the screen, it feels like magic. You realize that every login box is a door, every door has a lock, and every lock can fail. Your parents think you're just doing homework. Mia thinks you're playing computer games. You let them believe it because you love having a secret. By 15, that old computer is gone. You save 2 years of birthday money to build a fast custom machine that glows in the dark. But you soon hit a painful truth. Real coders create their own tools, and you don't know enough to do that yet. So you do what every beginner does. You download tools created by other people and run them against targets online. The internet community has a name for people like you. A script kiddie. It's an insult meant to put you down, and it stings because it's true. You start small. You crash a classmate's game server for a quick laugh. You alter a small blog nobody reads. You feel like a digital genius, but deep down, you know you're just standing on other people's work. You join private chat rooms full of teenagers who spend all day bragging and lying. But among them, you meet someone who actually knows what he's doing. He answers your questions, sends you reading materials, and teaches you how networks really operate. You never learn his real name, but he becomes your mentor. Then, you make your first big mistake. You scan a private network without masking your IP address. A few days later, a warning letter arrives from your internet provider about suspicious activity. Your dad opens it, but he doesn't understand technical terms, so you convince him it's just junk mail. He believes you. But that night, as you lie awake staring at the ceiling, your heart pounds. You realize people are watching, and for the first time in your life, you feel real fear. It maintains the high emotional engagement. Keeps the story moving toward the ultimate high-stakes climax, fully complies with YouTube safety policies, and is written in pure daily speaking English without any headings or tags. By the time you turn 18, you barely graduate high school. Your teachers think you're smart but lazy, but the truth is you were just focused on a world they couldn't see. Instead of going off to a big university, you take a job at a local electronics store. You spend your days selling cables to strangers and your nights building custom tools from scratch. You aren't using other people's software anymore. The insult no longer applies. You start discovering actual security flaws in massive software programs. The first time you find one, your hands shake with pure adrenaline. You hold a secret key that the creators of the software don't even know exists. You decide to do the right thing. You email the company, explaining the issue clearly with screenshots. They send back a polite copy-pasted thank you email, but they don't pay you a single dollar, and they take months to fix it. A quiet voice inside your head asks what would have happened if you had sold that secret instead. You push the thought away. You tell yourself you're still one of the good guys. At 21, everything changes. You realize big companies actually offer legal cash rewards, called bug bounties, to anyone who finds security flaws in their systems. You quit your retail job and move into a tiny apartment with 3 monitors and a mattress on the floor. You work from noon until dawn picking systems apart. Your first big payout is $4,000. You stare at the number on your screen in complete disbelief. You quickly rise to the top of digital leaderboards. Soon, you're making more money in a month than your dad made in a year fixing cars. You meet a woman named Sarah who works in design. She doesn't fully understand what you do, but she cares about you, and for the first time, your life feels balanced. But deep down, you spend every day learning how to break into things just to prove it can be done. The boundary between legal and illegal starts getting blurrier every single day. By 24, a security firm hires you as a professional cybersecurity analyst. Companies pay your firm massive amounts of money to test their security. You wear a suit, carry an employee badge, and break into companies legally. But you quickly realize that breaking into a company isn't about complex computer code. It's about manipulating people. You send fake emails, make deceptive phone calls, and walk right past security guards with a polite smile. You realize the strongest firewall on earth is completely useless against a friendly voice. You marry Sarah, and your life looks perfect on the surface. But you notice a huge gap between the massive profits your firm makes off your skills and the salary they pay you. After a tech conference, a well-dressed stranger approaches you. He praises your talents and hints at off-the-books projects that pay insane amounts of cash. He gives you a private way to contact him and walks away. You go home to your wife, say nothing about it, but you save his contact information. You don't delete it. By 28, you cross the line. You don't do it all at once. You cross it slowly, one small assignment at a time. You quit your corporate job under the story of going freelance. The money is unbelievable. You move into a huge home, and when Sarah asks how your contracts pay so much, you give her a smooth lie that sounds convincing enough to believe. You live 2 entirely separate lives. By day, you're a loving husband grilling in the backyard. By night, you're a ghost operating in the shadows. When Sarah gets pregnant with your son Leo, fear hits you like a brick. You promise yourself you'll walk away before he grows up, but the money keeps pulling you deeper. You start working with high-level digital underground groups. You disable systems, demand massive payouts, and watch millions flow into your private accounts. One night, a network attack you helped orchestrate accidentally shuts down systems at a regional hospital. You read about delayed treatments on the news the next morning and force yourself to stop reading. You learn to numb your own conscience. By 35, you don't even touch the keyboard anymore. You run an entire global operation. You manage people across different continents, constantly weighing risks, wondering if every knock on your door is federal agents coming to arrest you. You haven't slept a full night in years. By 40, international government agencies give you a choice. Face a lifetime in prison or work for them in complete secrecy. You take the deal. You do the dangerous work for national security, stealing foreign intelligence while officially pretending you don't exist. You have all the power in the world, but the isolation destroys your personal life. Sarah eventually leaves you, taking her half of the house in quiet silence. Your sister Mia senses the dark shadow over your life and keeps her distance. Now, at 50 years old, you live completely alone in a secluded house far away from the city. The monitors are gone. The government let you walk away with no medals, no recognition, and a reminder that you never existed. Your son Leo thinks you spent your life doing basic IT work, and your weekly phone calls with him are short and careful. You sit alone in the dark, carrying the heavy weight of every secret, every lie, and every life you impacted. And somewhere right now, another 12-year-old kid is sitting in a quiet house, staring at a glowing screen, typing a simple question into a search bar. He thinks he's just curious. He thinks he's in control. He has no idea that the door is already open and that it only swings one way.